Thank you so much for listening to the KJNA podcast. You can email us at kjnapodcast@gmail.com.
Give us a call or text or leave us a message at 858-848-KJNA. That's 5562.
You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, and YouTube at KJNA Podcast.
Don't forget, we have 6 hours of bonus content over on our Patreon, patreon.com/KJNA Podcast. And if you want to donate to us, find us at buymeacoffee.com/KJNA Podcast.
Thank you so much for listening.
Love you.
Welcome to this episode of the KJNA Podcast, part 8 of 8 with The Devil May Cry. My name is Kevin, and I'm the K.
Hi, I'm Jay. I can't believe we actually made it all the way through. All 8.
We did. We didn't just give up halfway through and we're like, nah, fuck it.
Oh, you mean like how we did Evangelion? We're like, and we did part 1, we did part 2, and then we were like, kind of feel kind of tired. Let's do something else and then come back.
Yeah. And we never came back.
Oh, no. We came back for Evangelion, but we never got around to Akira.
Well,
See, what happened was...
we got what happened was... we gotta keep them guessing. We gotta keep them guessing, man.
It just keeps happening. Every time we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do Akira, and then we're like, where the fuck's Akira? What happened?
How do we get Akira?
Where did it go?
We gotta stop making empty promises.
Akira
we're just gonna
go
get some milk.
It needs to stay on one streaming service that we both have. That's the problem with Akira. So
we need to get the podcast to start paying for us to have Crunchyroll is what we need to do.
You know, that sounds amazing.
That sounds like the right path because we're both like, I don't have the money for that shit, so fuck it.
I'm not saying that, somebody who has anime on their service like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Crunchyroll, Hulu. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys could just be like, we'll sponsor you as long as you take care of every single title that we have under our umbrella that is this. Oh my God.
Okay.
We will do that. We will be your corporate shills.
You know what? Go ahead. Just go right ahead.
I mean, we're talking about Devil May Cry, which is Netflix specific.
We'll just do every new episode, every new thing that comes out. We'll just do all of it.
I'm not saying you give us a pen and paper, and we will sign.
Uh-huh. But I'm not stopping who I am. I'm going to cuss up a fucking storm.
Oh yeah,
I'm not doing that.
No, that's the.
I would love to make money, but I will not cross that threshold. We are going to be who we are. We're going to decide how to do it. You tell us what to do it on. That's fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
That's fine. Okay. Anyway, so we're actually talking about Devil May Cry. Hey, this is the last one. We need to stop begging people for sponsorship. So this is the last. This is the last episode of the 8 of 8. It finally comes down to Dante and, you don't know who it is at the beginning.
He does not have a name. He's just the White Rabbit. Even from episode 6, there was never a name given. We just knew that his history was he was a kid from our side of the realms, jumped over to the demon side of the realms, tried to save his people from meeting a terrible end, came back over, got messed up, and sewed a rabbit head onto himself and became the White Rabbit. Very Alice in Wonderland-y. That's it.
Yeah, he stuck with his theme, like I said before. But in this episode, you think he's dead.
Good morning, Earth. It's time to get up.
Dial in for strange and wonderful stories told by even stranger and more wonderful people.
And remember, if you've heard it, it's history. If you haven't, it's news. I'm Blue.
And I'm Sky. And welcome to 87.9 WKMU, where you'll find all the things that keep me up.
From gaming and movies to UFOs and just random weirdness in our dimension.
So tune in at wkmu.podbean.com.
Yeah, and do it quick before the government shuts us down. we gotta go, guys. Just make sure you check on yourself and check on your friends.
And everyone deserves love, especially you.
This concludes our broadcast.
I think he's dead.
Yeah.
You think he fell off the water, and then I felt so bad. I was like, I saw blood strike again, and I was like, yes,
He survived.
and then, yeah, and I was like, yeah, that's my boy. I can't wait to see more blood strike. And then he was like,
Strike.
oh,
you
good.
survived. I have use of you. And
And then
yoinks
he
him and
eats him.
Yep.
Why? How did you find out that eating them makes you whatever the fuck? How did you figure that out? Did you have other humans eat? Like, did you pay homeless people to eat demons?
I mean, I can only assume the experimentation that he was doing on those orphans probably included ingestion of their own kind to see what kind of effects they might have had, and then only to see what kind of effects it would have on human beings.
And he was so happy to see him too.
Oh, here's
He's like,
Master, you're alive!
"Yay!
And now I'm Nom Noms.
It's the white rabbit.
Nom Noms.
Nom noms, and then you're eating. Poor
Yeah.
Bloodstrike. He was so adorable. I want a Bloodstrike, like
Plushie? Or
plushie.
Oh.
No, I don't want no fucking. I don't like those. You know what I'm talking about. No Funko Pops. No Funko Pops. I do not own one. I do not wish to own one.
Fair enough.
They're too much. They're too much.
much?
Give me a little stuffed animal. Someone crochet me a little Bloodstrike.
I mean, it's
Someone
it's,
do it.
Let me see. We are verging on almost we're getting close to 2 weeks of this having been released. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody has some crocheted notes on that.
Yeah,
Maybe
give me
it's
some
right.
crocheted. I can't do it, but somebody crochet me a Bloodstrike. My daughter can make little bees. That is it.
Little bees.
Little bees. She makes a bunch of different colored bees. Okay, so he eats Bloodstrike, becomes like super demon.
Yeah.
Like he's just not fucking around anymore. He's just like, okay, well I'm gonna die anyways. He already was like that, but he just extra was like, all right, I'm dying in the next 10 minutes. Like,
Just has to survive long enough. Literally his
Yeah.
words. That's what he said. He just has to survive long enough. This is probably the second longest voice cast list in the series. Including, but not limited to, Johnny Young Bosch as Dante, Scout Taylor Compton as Mary, Hoon Lee as White Rabbit, Kevin Conroy and Ian James Corlett as Baines, Enzo, Chris Coppola, Anders and the Guard, Benjamin Abiola, President Hopper. Again, finally, after the first episode, comes back as John Grease, Virgil, Robbie Damon, Ava, and flashbacks, of course, Kerry Walgren, Bloodstrike, poor Bloodstrike, and another demon, Donovan Patton, Officer and Interrogator, Roger Jackson, Large Soldier was Matthew Watterson, Civilian and Predator Demon, Jason Minoka, and finally, the Mother and Baby and Demon Kid. Now, the Mother and Baby are from the first episode, and they finally make an appearance, again, in this episode, at the end, Erica Lindbeck.
about to get eaten.
Yeah.
About to get it.
But let's not jump ahead. Let's keep it
Yeah.
good.
So
Let's keep it
we
good.
got a lot to cover in this episode. We shouldn't have fucked around so much. Anyways, so they get into their big fight. Boom. White Rabbit's like, okay, well, I'm gonna fuck up Dante myself, and he has the sword, and he has his arm like
Basically
around it.
absorbs force edge for the most
Yeah.
part. As part of
and he
himself.
has that as his weapon, and he just goes up and he just starts fucking shit up. Bam,
Oh, yeah.
bam, and then they
Bro,
bring
he
out
took
all
a
the
fucking
fighter
helicopter
jets.
blade and started hatcheting soldiers like they were nothing.
Yeah,
He was putting a hurting on folks. So this episode doesn't have a lot of deep meaning for the most part. It's mostly just the huge climactic fight between our protagonist and antagonist of the
Oh,
series.
and then it cuts back a scene because you see what's his face, the blonde haired
Anders.
Anders. Yeah, Anders comes up, and the White
That's-
Rabbit told him like, you have to get my technology or whatever.
Yeah. It's like a weird little thing that happens in the previous episode.
Yeah.
where
They
he
say
knew
like,
he knew there was a hiccup in his plan, so he called Anders while he was recovering from getting stabbed yet again by him in the hospital.
Mhm.
And Anders was like, "Dude, I did everything you said." And the White Rabbit was like, "Yeah, okay, but I hit a hitch, so I'm gonna need you to do this." So Anders gets off the helicopter, goes for the portal device, gets the portal device, and yeah, all right, cool.
gets back on a helicopter, and
Yeah,
as he
once he
gets up
pops
there,
back up.
oh, guess who's on there?
Baines.
Fucking Baines. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little bit later in the episode, but it is insane to see how huge the White Rabbit goes from being in his human form to this new demonic semi-hybrid, and he cannot be affected by the anti-demon rounds still. And
Yeah.
and they're saying like it's because he's still in flux
Yeah,
because
you need to wait for it to, fully take over or whatever the
like,
fuck.
dude, he's been injecting himself with demon blood since the beginning of the series,
Yeah.
and he's still injecting himself with demon blood, on top of now having eaten another demon to gain even more power through demon blood. So I'm like, really? As far as that, I think that's a little bit of a
That's a stretch.
it's iffy. It's
But I
iffy.
mean, it was also not really piercing his skin. Like he was using his arm to like tick 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 when they kept trying to shoot
Yeah,
his main core. They'd be like
but I'm
ting
still
ting
sitting
ting
here
ting
like,
ting.
but Bloodstrike apparently wasn't that strong because he got blown up by a car, hit the ground, and went.
Yep. You know what? If you were a smart ass demon, you wouldn't have had it on the outside. You absorbed the sword. Why couldn't you just take your like and then
Yes,
oh look,
suck it into
now
your chest.
nothing's gonna hit you. Done.
I mean, luckily, it didn't happen for a little bit. It didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he went through and he was fighting, and they brought out those fighter jets or helicopters.
Oh yeah, the helicopter, and then they
And then he just
tried
like
to hit him. Yeah,
killed all of them, and
hit the force edge and sliced the copter in half. Even when a lady came to save Dante, she hit him with like a freaking minigun and rockets, and he still was not taken down, and still got back up, got onto the chopper, knocked that sucker down, and they end up on the bridge.
yeah, and he finally gets a hit off
Yeah,
on Dante, and he uses that on the necklace, and
Yeah.
then opens up the portal.
yeah. By that
And
time,
they
he
just
had
start,
completed
like,
the Sword of
absorb-
Sparta, because Force Edge plus the amulet actually turned it back to the original form that it had before uh, Sparta split everything apart.
Yeah, and it was like a
It is-
badass looking sword too.
That sucker is huge.
Yeah,
Huge. For those who
Yeah.
have never played the games, it is a huge sword. And Sparta kind of looks like he does in the games, kind of. I mean, he's more streamlined, I think, than what the Shadow shows in game.
yeah. So they go through. He's up on top of the bridge. He activates the portal, and then demons start coming through. And then like, was it like the rocks start growing out of the water, and
Yep.
like you can see like everything starts merging into the
Yeah,
demon world.
So the night sky and the actual color of the air changes
Turns
to like that
red.
reddish color.
Yeah,
And yeah, those mountainous kind of teeth-like structures start coming out of the water. Demons flying, the big Machian monsters are coming through, and the mother and the daughter that were on the or in the first episode that Dante was trying to save.
yeah.
pop
They're
back
walking
up
across
to
the bridge. Like
They're trying to
they've
get
had a
through
shitty week, man.
terrible week.
That's not even a week. That's like a couple days. That's a couple days. Yeah, she having a bad. She's just trying to take a walk for her kid. Like, baby needs some fresh air, you know. And she had got her purple power suit or her pink power suit on. You know, she's obviously in business. She does business because that's
Oh,
business attire.
we did not hit a main point.
What is that?
Enzo tries to save Dante
Oh yeah, I was gonna get
With-
there.
with the Kalina Ann, that is the missile launcher with the bayonet on the end,
Mm-hmm.
but gets shanked by the Force Edge. And it's a play back to episode 2 where he says, "I would
I
take
take
a
a
blade
bullet
for
for
you.
it.
I'll
Yeah,
take a bullet for you. Maybe not a bullet, maybe a blade, like a little poke."
yeah.
He's like, "You see, I told you I would take a blade for you." And then he dies.
And you're like,
that's really what sets Dante off.
yeah,
He-
because he was like his only friend, really.
Yeah, so I mean,
Even
he's
though
like
he's like an employer, he was
Oh.
still like he's my
little
friend.
little scummy. He's
A little scummy, but he's my bad. He's my bad.
Yeah. The White Rabbit's line that says, "The spectacle of prosperity built on the misery of an unseen world." I was like, that is huge,
Mm-hmm.
and plays on all the things that happens in the shadow. Yeah, people know about people suffering to a certain extent.
Yeah, but as long as they don't see it directly in their face,
Right. It
you
does
know.
not completely affect them. They're just like, oh,
Mhm.
yeah, this was procured by this. Like, yeah, once upon a time, cotton was procured by people of color. Do you understand what they were going through at the time when that cotton was being picked?
Yeah, that
No,
shit is sharp when it's dried out.
you have no idea.
I
You
do
have,
actually.
if you were taught in a proper history class, yes, you do.
Oh, you mean one where we don't feel happy about our history? Because that's the proper history. If you go out of history class feeling like everything's a-okay, you ain't being taught the proper history.
No.
People are going to look back on this and 2100 and be like, motherfucker. Like, we are assholes. And everyone's
Monsters.
going to feel bad. Yeah, that's just real life. That's sorry. If you look back on history and you feel good about it, you're on the wrong side and something's fucked up. You ain't being taught the right history.
Correct.
Anyways,
Yeah. Back to, the White Rabbit basically tells Dante that your brother's still alive, bro.
yeah.
That
And he's
that's
like,
that's
what?
that's how this portal is happening right now. Because I got your brother's blood, and he's like, you should have told me about that. Because now I got to live for him.
Yeah, and he was about to die.
Yeah.
He had the sword through his chest. And he's like about to die, and he's like, "Oh yeah, your brother's alive." And he's like, "Well, now I got something else to fight for."
Friggin' pulls the sword of Sparta out of himself, devil triggers, then shakes the friggin' White Rabbit, and basically cleaves him all the way through in half.
Yeah.
Like,
And they bust the
yeah,
Mary
takes a
lady
shot.
busts the cord. Yeah.
Yeah.
She takes that one cord, the jackpot shot.
Yep.
Because bringing it back.
Yeah, you gotta use
Bringing
that.
it back to the jackpot shot. And it hits him and breaks the core when she has one bullet left. And then, so, of course, they save the day. He pulls out the thing and it stops the portal. Everything, like, fades away.
Yeah, everything kind of pretty much goes back to normal. And then Lady's like, he is definitely dead this time, right? And Dante's like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, I mean,
And then he's like, oh, we could totally be a tag team.
oh, I love that they reference both Riggs and Murtaugh and Tango
Yeah.
and Cash
Yeah.
as buddy cops. I'm like, bro, nice,
Yeah.
nice. And if you don't know who Riggs and Murtaugh is, I'm gonna need you to go see Lethal Weapon. And then if you don't know who Tango and Cash is, good God, Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell. Come on. It literally their names is the title of the movie.
Yeah.
It could not be simpler.
Yeah. And if you know them, then you're on the right podcast and you can be our friends.
Yes, be our friends.
You can be our friends.
Follow us.
So they're like going around like, oh, we're going to be buddies. And then Mary
Friggin' tranks him.
tranks him, is like, sorry, dude. Like, I gotta do it. And then,
Given that his blood could literally open the portal to hell again, and that he's already possibly the most powerful being on the planet right now, yeah, it's iffy, but at the same time, I'm like, but really, did you have to be a dick about it?
do you want to be on his bad side though? Like, wouldn't you rather him be free and like not hating the shit out of you versus like, oh, you're locked up. Ugh. And if we ever have need of you, yeah, that was your fault. Thank you.
Fair enough.
And like, would you? Anyway, let me restart. Wouldn't you rather have him free and running around, on your side and liking you, and probably would listen to you,
Fair enough.
versus locked up, and then they're gonna need him at some point, and they're just gonna pull him the fuck out, and you really think he's gonna do exactly what you want him to do?
Yeah. That's not going to happen unless you've spent a lot of time brainwashing him into it. But an hour before that, when Anders gets on the helicopter with Baines is like, yeah, you betrayed us. I know you betrayed us because after the amulet incident happened, I had people, running traces on phone calls and stuff like that. And there's like, dude, the White Rabbit could have gotten to my kids. There was no way I wasn't going to try to protect my daughters. And Bane's still so hot on that. It's a holy war. God is going to provide.
Yeah,
And
on
like,
and on and on.
yeah,
And
Bane's is like, we're gonna wage war in hell, and Andrews is like, you must be out of your fucking mind.
yeah.
And Bane's is like, I was also thrown from a helicopter with nothing, and I survived. Let's see what happens with you. One of the guys shoots
Boop.
Anders basically in the shoulder, and then he falls out of the helicopter. So maybe Anders will come back again in season 2. Oh, if you didn't know, this week during our reviews, it was announced that Devil May Cry was given a season 2. So look forward to that next year, more than likely.
Maybe we'll do
Hopefully.
another 8 episodes. Who knows?
I'm so down. So down.
So, but then, like, just when you think this shit is over,
American Idiot starts playing,
yeah, yeah,
which I thought was the best song to choose
Yes.
for this because
Yes.
let's
Yes.
go back to Hopper, American president, Baines, vice president, Darkcom, American owned company. What are they doing? Religious war against hell. Huh. Huh. We've American has done a lot of dumb stuff and holy wars. We've jumped into holy
that's-
wars.
I mean, it's not just America who does holy wars, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, jumping.
Everyone does holy wars.
Yeah,
Everyone.
first time.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry. Is this your first time doing the holy war? Come with me, won't you?
Friggin'
Come
meme.
on.
Yeah, you gotta love those memes. You gotta love those memes just for this.
Come with us, won't you?
Yeah, yeah. Let's not.
so American Idiot starts playing. I don't know what they do to Dante. They don't explain, but I guess there's a reason for that. He's basically in like a cryo tank of some sort. I think that's Dante, isn't it? In
Yeah.
the tank at the end? Yeah.
Yeah, Baines says, scramble the jets on my position, Operation Inferno. Another callback to episode 1, because the episode title is Inferno, has started. And jets start firing missiles with mini warheads.
Nukes and all sorts
Yeah.
of shit in it.
They start blowing up this little small Machian settlement. Midway through the credit, not even the credits, like before the end, you see like them nuking parts of Mackay. American tanks are in there. People are on.
Yeah, they start driving
gas.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are taking control of Mackay and mining ore from that side for
Yeah.
themselves. But
Yeah,
then
and they
you
start
see-
building like a prison of sorts.
Yeah, so they have a main facility, and it's created, I guess, through the American government, Darkcom, and their new union with a corporation called Ouroboros, which is a play into DMC 2,
Okay.
the game. So, Big Ty, even the guy who is seen with Vice President Baines at that position where Ouroboros Corporation is like seen, he is a character from Devil May Cry 2. And he'll apparently have a huge role to play in season 2 of Devil May Cry.
Oh God, man, they're
But
so.
But yeah,
Okay.
Dante and the friggin' cryo tank, and then
And then it's like snapshots of like soldiers like leaning on tanks and Mackay like they're having a great time
it's
taking over.
wartime. Stop it.
Yeah,
It's
and they're like
supposed to be-
murdering anyone they come across. Like there's one point where they like see children, like
Yeah.
Mackay children hiding, and they're just like, "Get the fuck
Yeah.
over here!" Like, oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
And then they throw them in like that giant prison cell facility.
yeah. The
Prison
Ouroboros
facility.
detention facility in Mackay, and the Horn Demon Knight pops back up and starts freeing prisoners. And then I love his little outro. Our King Mundus grants you your freedom. Show him gratitude. It was Mundus who freed me from my own bondage. And at that point, we see the knight transform into Virgil and say the Sapiens and their armies aren't aware of the storm they ride into. I am that storm. And then-
Oh,
and the song is literally called is the title of the episode that plays at the end, and you see the shadows playing out a lot of stuff like the change of the White Rabbit's demonic form into the character that we see at the Ouroboros Corporation thing with Baines. It goes from the big furry form to a fur coat and his crazy hair. It's
gonna
such-
be.
it's gonna be crazy.
I
It's
can't
gonna
wait
be
to see
crazy.
an animated Virgil versus Dante fight because that's gonna be. If it's been as good as the fights that have been in this one, it's gonna be super good.
You have got to play DMC3.
Is Capcom one of our sponsors?
Not yet, but I have.
All right, well then go send an email and I'll play it.
Terrible. Be like, yeah, if you guys could get me Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3 collection on Steam
I'll
right
play
now,
it.
that'd be awesome. I'd play it.
I'll record it. I'll make some.
I have all 5 games, actually all 6 games, even the reboot, between Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
I'll play them from beginning to end, and I will record the whole thing, and I will edit every video and make it look fancy.
Oh, fancy.
Fancy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Series overall rating now?
series over. All right. So yeah, series overall rating. What is your rating, sir? What do you rate this?
This motherfucker is a easy 9 for me.
9?
Overall. 9.
I'm gonna
Straight
give
9.
it. I'm gonna go with 8.75 to 9, like right around that area, because I did love it. I think that it's definitely something anybody who who likes it will enjoy. I can't say for all the people who are like the hardcore DMC fans, because
those
I've
folks are
heard
like,
some complaints.
Oh my god, it doesn't follow the lore. It doesn't do this. Look, I understand that we're not going to get every single demon's going to get turned into a devil arm. Look, I'm fine with that. We got Agni and Ruti. Yeah, they were from the prequel series. Cavalier is from DMC5. Echidna's from DMC4. Plasma's all the way from DMC1. Look, I understand people, even the White Rabbit's not even from the game series. He's from the manga. Okay, they took a chance and they gambled and they grabbed a lot of things from different games just for you to be like, oh my god, I can't believe they grabbed this person from this and this person from this. Not to be like, oh yeah, we got to follow proper chronological order to make the story good. You don't have to follow the chronological nature of the games and or the manga to make a good show, as long as the spirit of the game is properly handled. And I think that was done here.
I feel like I heard that they had an earlier Devil May Cry anime that was pretty terrible.
Again, I don't think it was terrible, only because yes, they pulled honestly, you know what? I can't remember the anime. Let me not say something about something.
Let's not say anything until we know for sure. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can remember, I know they did not pull the Devil Trigger at all from that, and I think these were like primarily lesser demons that Dante was seen fighting against, but they did have characters from the games in that anime series, from what I remember.
All right, well, we did it. We fucking did it.
We did it.
We did it. We fucking nailed all 8 episodes. We've been busting our ass this week to make sure these episodes come out.
Correct.
We've recorded more times this week than we have in a very, very long time.
That is true.
We are old. We are tired.
Life is hard.
I hate everything. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Thank you so much for listening. I think that the next one we're going to do, what I would like to do, is Black Mirror.
Yes.
I fucking love Black Mirror, and they just dropped the new season.
So guess what, Netflix? If we've done Devil May Cry, and you think we crushed what we did, all 8 episodes of this past week, just saying, little something, little gratitude that we were just like, hey.
I accept gratitude in hundreds, 50s, and 20s.
Not even. Can a brother get a care package?
Yes, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Just hell. If you could get Johnny Young Bosch to give a brother a call, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah. We'll interview some fuckers. Yeah.
I'd love to sit and do a little semi-press junket. Not even anything professional. Just.
Yeah, we don't do professional.
No,
we hang out.
Shoot the
and
shit.
We make them feel comfortable and shoot the shit.
Shoot the shit.
That's it. All right. Well, we've whined a lot about sponsors this week.
A little bit.
We've really done a lot of that. Sorry, everybody. But we love you. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye, folks.
Bye.